Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another episode of Inside High Rated DB. This is the live commentary series where I just go ahead and hop into random Dueling Book matches and just check out what's happening. So I'm going to try something a little bit different for this episode here. So what I realized is that there's actually a function that allows you to search for specific cards, and I figured that in order to actually kind of feature certain archetypes, I could just type the name of the archetype into that search bar, and then I could join the game, kind of tab out of it, and then have the replay saved. And if I just hit the play button here, you guys can't see it because my overlay is blocking it, but if I just hit play and like don't ever hit next play or fast forward or pause, I could basically just act as if I'm commentating live because I won't have seen these matches since I'm like just doing something else in the background. So I figured that that would be a suitable replacement. It would allow us to feature like more specific decks instead of just hoping that we get good matchups, and it'll save me the pain of having to try and find matches right as they start on time because that is very hard to do. So hopefully this won't make too big of a difference. Let me know if you guys have any like additional suggestions or just decks you want to see because of this change. And without further ado, let's just go and get started here. So we have Love Sorrow on a 1042 rating versus S Crow on 1249. And I actually did not even see who won the RPS. Oh, another advantage is I can actually see the duel log, which is really, really good in case I miss something. So that's something that was such like really nice to have access to. It looks like Crow won the RPS and is opting to go first here. The only thing is that I can see their hands, so that does kind of suck. I actually didn't think about this until literally just now, now that I can see their hands. So I'm gonna just pretend like I don't know their hands. It's gonna be kind of hard, but we'll try and work with it here. So we see Diva getting gammaed, and then we're gonna see the follow-up be, looks like Abysseus pitching a heavy infantry. This player is very well known for playing like Mermail Atlantean, like water. So I don't think it's too surprising to see that Gamma was using the Diva there, just preventing Prince from hitting the board. But yeah, Abysseus and Infantry both trigger, so Infantry is going to hit the Gamma, and then Teus will be able to search for a Mermail. We're going to be searching Pike here. So what's interesting is that the Infantry is mandatory, so yeah, having to hit one of the side frames. You obviously don't want to put the driver back in grave. But we see Pike being pitched for a Swap Frog, and that is allow him to be able to search, or rather send a level 2 or lower Aqua to grave. And then we have already used our normal summon though, so I'm curious as to what the follow-up is going to be here. Yeah, that does actually suck that I'm able to see the hands. I literally didn't even consider that, but hopefully, I wonder if there's like a way around that. Oh wait, no, I could just hide the hands. Why didn't I just do that? I forgot there's literally a hide hands button. Wow, I can't believe I'm just so used to like whenever I'm commentating over replays, I just, you know, have the hands shown, but I can literally hide the hands. That is really good. All right, so it looks like the follow-up is going to be Marinta's Coral Anemone. That's thank goodness I realized that. It's going to be really funny just to watch this back and be like, wow, why didn't I just figure that out right away? But yeah, Coral Anemone brought back the Swap Frog, which looks like dumped another frog to the graveyard so that Toad can hit the board. And it's going to be a pass from there. So pretty decent setup. Toad's going to be using Standby Phase that will grab the last copy of Swap. I do wonder if there's other additional targets to be able to send, because it's unlikely he's playing more frogs than just 3-1, like 3 swap 1 Ronin. But I've been surprised before. And it looks like we're not going to be using Swap Frogs effect. I'm just going to be moving to the main phase. So you saw as a bit of a spoiler, it was Drytron, but like I knew that already because I was specifically searching for Drytron. Because this is a very hyped up deck at the moment. There's a lot of different builds going on, and there is definitely not a solved, optimized version quite yet. And I am anticipating that this deck is going to see quite a lot of play in the upcoming LCS, so I want to have practice sort of getting to know the archetype a bit better. I did actually manage to cast this deck a couple of times in my own live tournament this past Saturday, which is the 5K giveaway tournament. We had a couple of Drytron players there. So it looks like Gamma was tributing the Zeta, and Toad is going to go ahead and negate that and then set it. So something to note is that these Drytrons all tribute for cost. So that's like a really good interaction with Ben 10. Oh, looks like he's just going to go ahead and admit defeat there. But yeah, because they tribute for cost, if you tribute Ben 10, even if the Drytrons get negated, you'll still be able to at least trigger the Ben 10, which is really good. Benton obviously being just a mainstay in this deck. Like, it is super, super valuable to have. So this is a pretty interesting matchup. I'm not really sure, because this deck can search Lancia, the Drytron deck, because obviously Lancia is a light fairy. So I do wonder if you search it, or rather side it in against Mermail, because I guess it stops the Frog engine, but it doesn't seem that great otherwise, so probably not. Ooh, he's playing a pre-prep, so that means he's on the Herald build, which is also pretty interesting. I've seen a lot of players play this, but there's also some people who are against it, just because like if you draw the individual components of the Herald engine without prep or pre-prep specifically, then it can be a little bit awkward and contribute to some clunky hands. But gonna add Dawn and Herald there. Fafnir is gonna come down next, which will search for Nova, and that's like really, really strong, because obviously you want access to your Drytrons ASAP, ideally Alpha and Zeta, because those get you off to the races here. I personally am a big fan of the Union carrier plays in this deck, where you equip Dawn Knight and just basically use it as an additional Foolish Burial. It just allows you to basically tutor additional Drytron name, and just getting more names in Graveyard accelerates your follow-up a lot more. So Emergency is going to add the Delta. That's interesting, because this is like, I think, the weakest of the 4 main ones. I know Beta is like never really played, because that one just recycles the banished one. Alpha going to go ahead and tribute off the Delta here, and that is going to go ahead and search for, I imagine, a Benten, because we know 2 of the cards in hand. Oh, wait, if I hover over these, you can actually see them, so I'm going to not do that. So Dawn of the Herald going to come down next. And that'll go ahead and tribute off the Benten, of course, to summon out a Herald. And then Herald go ahead and trigger as well as the Benten. Or not Herald, sorry, Dawn. Dawn can add back the Benten, excuse me. And then Benten will search for a Light Fairy. So we're going to search Herald of the Orange Light. This is obviously for the Hcabe plays. Something to note is that zone placement has become a lot more important lately because of the Genoverse. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's the Link 2 rock that switches control of monsters. So like you want to protect your highest value cards by putting them in the rightmost zone. So we're going to see Delta tripping off the Benten. Looks like there was a spare Benten in hand. Oh wait, no, that was the one added back. Literally, it was just added back. But yeah, Delta going to go ahead and reveal the Dawn, or rather the Herald. I'm getting all my names confused, Jesus. That's going to draw a card, and then we saw the Ava being searched off of Benten. Prep going to come down next. That's going to search another copy of Benten. We don't have Meteonis in hand yet, or engrave, so we can't add that back. But normal summoning the Herald. That's going to go for Fiber plays, and then this will be able to summon out Gamma, and that is quite strong. So I do wonder what the ratio of Gamma is going to ultimately end up being, simply because of the fact that like it's kind of awkward just to play the 1 brick to be able to enable Fiber, obviously because of the Drytron restrictions. We see Link Cross though, summoning out just 1 token, and then Martial Meta Marcher coming down next to bring back the Gamma. That should be in defense position, but I don't think it'll matter too much. Herald will be coming down next with the Drytron. And oh, he's going for Curious. All right. So these are also some interesting plays. Definitely check out Frozen Card Gaming's video on it, where like Simon has a couple of combos where he just goes ahead and showcases off different plays the deck can do. Oh, he's sending Imperial Order, jeez. So he's going for Griffin. Alright. So he actually hit a Zeta, which is really good. And Herald of the Arclight also triggered to add a Ritual to hand. And we're going to go ahead and see Zeta add Meteonis. By tributing a Benten, which will add another copy of Herald of Orange Light. Like, this is just so much advantage. Look at this right here. This is insane. And you put the Herald underneath this zone so that the Griffin can trigger, because it can lock itself if you aren't careful with it. Pitching the Meteonis so we can add it back as well by reducing this Alpha by 1,000 to add it back. And yeah, setting Imperial Order is quite strong. Now, it might not be the most impactful in this particular matchup, just because it is water, and they aren't completely reliant on spells. Actually, they don't really use that many spells at all. And I guess that's just going to be a pass. So it's going to be Herald, Griffin, as well as Order. So definitely going to be tricky to work around. But there is a zone being pointed to for the Mermail player. So we will be able to at least use 1 special summon monster effect. And also if we just normal summon Depth Abyss, that's also fine. And the cool thing is that Neptibus setting for cost sort of bypasses Herald. It'll make it so that you have to use like an extra Herald negate on things you don't necessarily want to. Oh, he's gonna put it in the zone across from Griffin. Maybe he doesn't realize that this only locks out special summon monsters on the field. So he is going to go ahead and use the Neptibus. That's going to send Dragoons for cost. Herald is going to go ahead and negate that. That's going to send the Ava, which can go ahead and trigger to banish up to 2 Light Fairies. And oh, that's just going to be an immediate scoop right there. Yeah, Ava is super, super strong. Searchable off Benton, of course, and just fuels your Herald even more. Like, when Herald of Perfection hits the field, it is super hard to stop. But again, like, some of the downsides is just that getting it out in the first place can be a little tricky if you don't specifically open pre-prep. But I mean, it is a 3 of, so not unlikely, you know, the 33% chance or so to open it. But if you guys are enjoying this live commentary, definitely be sure to give the video a like, as well as subscribe if you enjoy this style of video, and we're going to go ahead and proceed into game 3. So it looks like Mermail is going to go ahead and go first here. So we'll see if Drytron opens any hand traps or just any way to go second. But then again, I've seen Drytron play through a lot of disruption. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see if like maybe Drytron doesn't even need to play hand traps just because it is so impactful. So we are going to see Neptibus being normal summon. That's going to send a Dragoons for cost to add a Dragoons to hand, and that can trigger the Dragoons in graveyard. So we're going to go ahead and use that effect. So many of these effects are mandatory, which is also pretty interesting. But yeah, we're going to add possibly a Megalo, possibly a Lapis Dragon. Those are like the 2 major sort of targets, depending on what your hand is and what you want to go for, if you want to go for fiber plays. So we'll see what the search is. I can also hit next play if these go too slow, which is cool. I didn't do it there, but it's an option. So Lapis Dragon is going to be the add. That is going to go ahead and special itself to the field. And we can go for fiber plays from here. Oh, another thing that I just kind of realized is that if there's ever like judge calls or just things that happen that we don't really want to sit through, we can always just skip through those. So actually, I kind of do like this idea a lot more. So let me know if you guys do prefer this as well. I mean, it is still, sticking true to the sort of live commentary format where everything's kind of happening in real time. Looks like Deep Sea Aria is going to go ahead and banish the Dragoons, however, to search for a copy of Minstrel. I forgot that that's also another target for Dragoons as well. So yeah, Dragoons pitching, or sorry, Minstrel pitching the other copy of Dragoons that is searched off the Neptibus can go ahead and rip a card. I do wonder, like, in cases like this where like the opponent gets to see the hand, should I like, click the show hand button? Probably not, because we're in the, we're from the perspective of a viewer. I guess like in a real life match, you would be able to see the hand, because obviously like if it's on camera, you would be able to see it. But it looks like Natasha getting banished there. But I don't want to like reveal the Mermail player's hand. That's why I don't want to do it. The Dragoon's going to go ahead and add a copy of, that was Moon Glacia there. And then we're going to go for a copy of Halqifibrax. We have 4 Waters engraved, so we're 1 short of the requirement for Moon Glacia. Oh, I accidentally hovered over the hand again. I really need to remember to not do that. I'll work on that, guys. But we're going to see Fishborg Launcher, and that can turn into Linkuriboh, so that can be the 5th water in a graveyard. Yep, going to go ahead and summon out Moon Glacia. That's going to rip 2 more cards. So this will be pretty interesting. I do wonder how well a ritual deck is able to function off of significantly fewer cards. Now, to be fair, this Minstrel, I believe, is only till the end phase. Yeah, so he will be getting back this Natasha. And yeah, hitting Drytrons actually doesn't do anything because they do the same thing in graveyard. So yeah, we will see now. So going to be hitting the Gamma, as well as whatever this card in hand happens to be, is going to be a Nova. So Nova is a pretty good hit. What's going to be annoying is differentiating between Drytron Gamma and Psyframe Gear Gamma. That can be a little annoying. So let's see. Launcher going to be summoned back by its own effect. And then going to blink away. Is this going to be Appaloosa or Saryuja? Saryuja, wow, okay. So just gonna go for more extenders, see what we can pick up here. We already used the Neptibus, so I do wonder what he's trying to dig for. Very, very curious. This deck is always interesting because it like meanders in and out of like rogue playability. But there is definitely like a dedicated hardcore fan base of this deck, which is always cool. It's always cool to see people who are like known for piloting specific decks. I mean that was me at one point, until the deck that I was on was rendered completely unplayable. Here's hoping that it'll come off the ban list someday. Okay, so Pike gonna go ahead and be summoned off of the yugioh. That's gonna go ahead and pitch the Neptibus in hand to search for a gun, and that can trigger the Neptibus to target an Atlantean. So it's gonna be targeting back the Dragoons here. We can go for like an Abyss Dweller and then use its effect that can detach Dragoons and use Dragoons again. Oh, gonna go for Bahamut, right? I forgot about this. The initial threat of Master Rule 5 being a Bahamut Shark and a Toad. But this is one of the only decks that can actually make use of that and not feel like it's just a waste of a spot or like a gimmick. So gonna be summoning out Toad here. It's gonna get the boost from Sir Yugioh as well, and we're gonna see Dragoons fired off. That can search for... Maybe now it's time to go for Megalo? This is a once per turn, I'm just making sure. I'm pretty sure Lapis is also... Yeah, Lapis is also once per turn. So gonna go for Megalo here. So winner of the hand is Megalo, Gunned, and 2 other cards. So gonna be pitching Gunned and Infantry to summon out Megalo. That's gonna go ahead and allow for Gun to revive back a Mermail. Are there any Mermails? No. Oh, wait. Did I miss something? I don't see any Mermails. Maybe I'm just like actually blind right now. Because there wasn't any Teos. Teos was the other game, I think. Yeah, no gun target. Okay. So he added, I believe that was the Abyssgale, the Mizuchi. And he's now going to link away for Abyssal Alatia, probably. Because that card is actually Disruption on your opponent's turn. So that card's pretty decent. Yep, it's going to be Abyssal Alatia. So this card allows you to, during your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, send a card from your hand to the grave and then add a Mermail from your deck to your hand. So you can send stuff like infantries, or if you're playing the... I'm blanking on its name. The one that pops... Marksman, the one that pops sets. You can trigger those and then add any Mermail to hand, which is cool. It also floats, which is nice. You can go ahead and send a water monster if it's destroyed, and then you can special summon a water in defense. So, okay, we're going to see Gamma, or Drytron Gamma, activate its effect to tribute off the Ben 10. It's tricky because, like, stopping the Drytrons is, like, questionable, especially when they already are tributing off Ben 10. It's like, they're going to get value, they can search, like, Manju, they can search for Herald of Perfection, or Herald of the Arclight. We know Natasha's in hand. Oh, I really need to stop hovering. Good thing I didn't like actually see anything there. But like I just saw like the images flashing. Ooh, Ben 10 gonna be ashed though. Okay. So that's not too bad. And also Gamma's not the one that you want to start off with because it's the reborn one. So you want to ideally already be having your Drytrons in circulation. So Ben 10 being ashed actually could matter here. It actually definitely does matter. So this Alatia is not live, but this Toad still is. Ooh, gonna be Link Freebo and pass. Now, luckily, Crow does not have a battle phase this turn because he linked away off the Milinglacia. So there's gonna be a guaranteed at least another turn for Love's Sorrow. Which, by the way, I hope it's a reference to Fritz Kreisler's work. It has a piano arrangement from Rachmaninoff, but also it's a violin-piano duet. It's really, really nice. Would recommend. Oh my gosh. The Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode. No way. Oh my gosh. That's wild. So Toad can go ahead and add back. But now there is virtually no disruption. This has to be destroyed, I think, right? It has to be destroyed specifically, not just sent. Prep gonna be ashed. So we know one card in hand is Natasha. Ooh, this got really interesting really fast. Now both players are on very few resources. If this Drytron Gamma can get anything done, then That might be good. Okay, so we're gonna see it be activated. Oh, wait, you know, if... So if he's playing a random link 2, he could go for that, and then link that away for link cross, and then bring back the link Haribo. I wonder if he's gonna go for that. Because if you bring back link Haribo and link cross, you can go for Union Carrier, and then go for a Dawn Knight. If this last card in hand is a Meteonis, that would be actually perfect. Those can't make the carrier though, because that's a light machine and a dark cybers. Oh no, feels bad. You could have gone for carrier, just not with those monsters. We're gonna see Ava be equipped though. Okay, so not going for Dawn Knight. I mean, it's understandable if like you're lacking a lot of if you're lacking a lot of like actual ritual fodder, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to try and just get more Drytron names, because like, oh, I guess Alpha would work, but I mean, it really doesn't work if you don't have any other tribute fodder, right? And if you guys are wondering, Natasha can't be used because it's not properly summoned yet. And also, this can't be targeted anyway. This actually should have come back. It should have shifted control during the last turn. But yeah, Ava is actually really strong for just follow-up. Well, actually not really, because it has to be level 2 or lower, so it doesn't search like Manji or anything. But it always gets more resources. Okay, so I guess he's just revealing his hand. He drew the last Dragoons. Oh, actually, a cool thing is you can like see the hands after the match. Maybe that's like something that we should do. All right, so the hand was Neptibus and Dragoons, and this was Herod of Perfection. Yeah. So yeah, you could have gone for Union Carrier just like in a different way. It would have resulted in an extra link cross token, which maybe could have come up. Yeah, it would have been interesting. And it looks like the next card would have been a Drytron Nova. And that would have definitely been pretty good. Because you could, like, summon Alpha, and then, like, you can Gamma back the Alpha. Or Gamma tribute away the Alpha, and then Alpha tribute away the Gamma. And then, like, grab a search. It would have been a little bit tricky, for sure. Because, like, he's running on, like, such few resources. But definitely would have been possible. Also, Carrie would have been able to equip the Dawn Knight that turn. So there was a lot of plays, just given the fact that the Mermail player was unable to do anything at that point. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Again, be sure to leave comments and feedback regarding if you guys like the changes. It's going to be a little bit weird because I have a video planned for Thursday, and I recorded that one before this one. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I try to like upload a little bit further ahead this week. So that video is not going to be formatted like this. But if you guys do like this, definitely let me know. And I'll keep that in mind for future episodes of this series, apart from Thursday's episode. But thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me via Patreon or Twitch or TCG Player. All the links are in the description as always. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.